Happy Hump Day, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Matty here with you on this Wednesday. Hope you're having a great midweek. So as you can see here, the market is technically up. We're up 1.4% overall, but a lot of our projects are kind of flat/down. With a couple of notable exceptions. We have actually some new all-time highs to celebrate. We'll be discussing Ethereum. We'll be discussing Polygon. Yesterday, I talked about how on Monday, Polygon just had, the run of its life, and then it basically repeated that yesterday, up very significantly to new all-time highs. We'll take a look at all of that news. There's a lot of, I guess, kind of exchange and system news right now. A lot of platforms that are being constructed. A lot of whales, it's turning out now, bought the dip when crypto took a tumble over the course of these last few days, the last week to 10 days or so. Smart money bought up that dip. There's no surprise there. So we'll take a look at those updates. We'll take a look at what VeChain is encouraging. We have Cardano news, integration with Africa, IOHK, in a fairly big official way, of course. Take a look at all of these things and again, highlight those important all-time highs that I noted a moment ago. So guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and altcoin coverage, of course, be sure to like and subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. I would like to pay my respects right off the bat to Polygon. Yesterday we were discussing Polygon, whose ticker is MATIC, right at the beginning of the video, and I think it was sitting at around 60 cents. It was yesterday's, or I guess Monday's, top gainer, because in yesterday's video we were looking at the 24-hour price performance. It's again sitting at the top of the top 100 here. Polygon, again, ticker MATIC, now sitting at number 39 in terms of its altcoin rank. Down, but is still at 71 cents currently. Let's take a look at what the official CoinGecko all-time high is. So even despite the fact that it's up 22.9% now, 71.6 cents, it was actually higher with an official all-time high here on CoinGecko.com, according to that website. As you can see, 87 cents. Yesterday, I commented, again, when we kind of touched up on 60 cents, I said, yeah, I think in a matter of, the next few weeks or so, we could easily see $1. I think I was being way too conservative because 87 cents, I mean, that's certainly most of the way to $1. And we last had this discussion only 24 hours ago. So if overall the market conditions continue to be favorable, if overall there's continued altcoin momentum, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be too presumptuous. Anything can happen. But if all the factors and the variables line up and the market supports it, who knows? Polygon, ticker MATIC, could be at $1 by the time you're watching this, or in the next few days, maybe by the weekend. Nothing is assumed in this space and anything can happen. You have to plan based on contingencies and you have to adapt constantly. I mean, it could be another 6 months for all we know before MATIC hits $1. Although I very much doubt it based on all of this momentum now that it has going for it. I think that feels almost destined at this point. It feels imminent. So kudos to all the MATIC holders on your new all-time high. Let me know in the comments below if you do hold Polygon and what your entry point was. I also want to highlight, taking a look at some of the 24-hour gainers, the fact that Dogecoin seems to be rising again very impressively. And although it's gained more modestly, Ethereum, we're celebrating another Ethereum all-time high. Currently, at the time of this recording, sitting just below $2,700, but it blasted through that point. Yesterday's all-time high, I think when I recorded, was in the 2660 range, like 2650 to 2670, thereabouts. That was yesterday's all-time high when I was recording a video. We now sit at $2,692.28. That's up 5.1% on the day, with the official CoinGecko numbers here suggesting that the all-time high, in fact, was set about an hour ago, $2,735. I put out a community post last night when kind of Ethereum was inching its way up to 2,700, and you could clearly see that 2,700 was the resistance. I said, for Ethereum, $2,700 feels like destiny. And a lot of people kind of chirped me and said, you misspelled $3,000, because it wasn't all that much of a challenge. We hit 2,700. We're down below it now, but as you guys know, you hit an all-time high, you retrace. So this is temporary in my opinion. And kind of like MATIC, I was talking about $1 is no longer on the horizon. It's coming up fairly soon, most likely. Perhaps now with Ethereum, $3,000 is coming up fairly soon. Because now that we've crossed, 25, 26, 2,700, look, I'm still looking forward to 2,800, 2,900, but it really seems like that next checkpoint, that next gate or milestone that's in sight is $3,000. That's the more significant, in my opinion, psychological hurdle that we have to overcome, at least for the time being. Let me know when you guys think that's going to happen. I could see that occurring. I don't want to be overly eager here. I'm not suggesting it's going to happen too soon, but certainly I'd be surprised if we don't clear $3,000 for Ethereum by mid-May, based on the way things are going. Just my point of view. It's not really based on any particular technical analysis, but assuming things, again, overall, the macro positivity, enthusiasm, momentum continues to progress the way now, we're kind of coming back off. We're bouncing back off the negativity into positivity now. If it continues, I think Ethereum is destined to do pretty well in the relatively near term. Speaking of doing well in the near term, we have these updates from Gemini. So Tyler Winklevoss was also retweeting this. I saw his tweet, but Gemini, hashtag Gemini credit card features included, up to 3% real-time crypto rewards in Bitcoin or any of the more than 30 cryptocurrencies available on Gemini, World Mastercard benefits, no annual fee, and 24/7 live customer support. Read our blog about that on Gemini.com. So you're seeing a lot of integration now when it comes to credit cards. Kudos and congratulations to Gemini for launching their cryptocurrency Mastercard, which, look, 3% cash back in crypto in Bitcoin if you opt into a Bitcoin cash back. That's really significant. I'd much rather have first of all, 3% is a lot. Normally you get maybe 2%, perhaps even 1% on some credit cards in cash back, and you're getting fiat cash back, which is, it's better than nothing, but 3% in Bitcoin, if it's the kind of thing that you're spending money anyway, you don't think about it, that could really add up over the years, especially since we all agree Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are, for the most part, appreciating assets. So that's fantastic. You can read about that more on Gemini.com. And actually, Tyler Winklevoss tweeted this. He didn't necessarily retweet that other post, although he may have, but this is what I was thinking of. This is what I was referring to a moment ago. So Tyler, new token announcement, Somnium Space Cube, Barn Bridge, Bond, Injective Protocol, INJ, Live Peer, LPT, Polygon, as we just spoke about, ticker is MATIC, Ocean Protocol, OCEAN, and Sushi Swap, of course, whose ticker is SUSHI. All of these are now supported for deposits and custody on Gemini, trading to follow shortly. So a nice 1-2 punch there. A lot of new token announcements and support and integration, as well as the Mastercard. Fantastic. Gemini aren't the only ones implementing a credit card. Of course, you've seen that out of BlockFi. You've seen that out of Binance. And of course, our favorite of the channel, Crypto.com. You can sign up for a Crypto.com Visa cryptocurrency credit card and get incredible cash back and really tap into the reward system and the broader ecosystem. It really helps you up your cryptocurrency game. If that's something that interests you, check out our sign-up link, our exclusive sign-up code. It is AB. You'll find that in both the comments and the description. If you use that code as you avail yourself of an MCO, now Crypto.com Visa card, you'll get $25 loaded onto it for free. We'll get $25 as well. It's a win-win for the ecosystem and very good overall. But not to take away from Gemini's accomplishments here, I will tip my hat to those as well. I guess you can't tip your hat when it's on backwards, but I'll tip my hat to them. All right, while we're on the subject of exchanges, talking about, as we were, Gemini, Binance doesn't want to be left out. And according to the Binance blog here, they are initiating a pretty major change here. Check this out. Introducing Binance NFT, non-fungible token. Groundbreaking NFT marketplace launching June 2021. So not necessarily a change, but a new initiative, a new branch of the Binance exchange and ecosystem. I continue to be really impressed with Binance. I use them, very candidly. I use Binance for obviously purchasing cryptocurrency, but also leverage trading, both USDT and coin margined leverage trades. I don't go too overboard, but I like to, put in longs on a dip. I never short cryptocurrencies. I was talking about that the other day with Shash. It's just, I don't know. There's something about shorting a crypto, even if I feel like it's overvalued and it's going to go down in the short term. It's not something I'm comfortable with, like just at a karmic level, I suppose. I can't quite explain it. But I use Binance for that kind of stuff. And then, of course, they're rolling out more and more integration. We've talked about the tokenized stock offerings, first in the form of Tesla, now MicroStrategy, Apple and Microsoft. They're doing really more and more. Binance Academy me at the time was a pretty, in my opinion, revolutionary step forward to help educate people, to help, mainstream cryptocurrency to a certain extent. And now they have this, their non-fungible token initiative. So in June, Binance will launch Binance NFT, the world's leading NFT marketplace and trading platform. So Gemini, don't forget, with their initiative, their efforts, I think have been more of a leader in this space as an exchange in the NFT space, and Binance perhaps rightfully deciding that they want to catch up to their competitors. So the new marketplace will bring together artists, creators, and crypto enthusiasts from around the world. Expect a packed lineup of premier exhibitions and NFT collaborations, along with Binance's industry best liquidity, all with minimal fees for users and creators. So look, another pillar in this edifice that Binance is constructing here. Very, very, very impressive in my opinion. Like, I don't plan to ever use this, okay? Like, I'm not impressed for the most part by NFTs. It's not really my jam. I can't quite get into them, especially the more speculative ones that are selling for ridiculous amounts of money. Like, it's not for me. But this still impresses me because Binance is recognizing the fact that there's still a market for this, and, our clients are, if not demanding, our clients can make use of this kind of thing. And obviously there's a market pressure out there that's strong enough to support this type of move. Quote, Binance serves millions of users around the world, many of whom will now be able to access the booming NFT space. In line with our commitment to the freedom of money globally and building an inclusive ecosystem, the Binance NFT marketplace will also support small value creators by providing the highest liquidity and cheapest fees for users. That's a quote of courtesy of Changpeng Zhao, CZ, who is the CEO of Binance. Again, I'm not going to be using this. I couldn't be any less interested, but I am impressed by Binance's kind of wherewithal, their ability to kind of understand that this is a space that they ought to be in, and it's one more leg of support. It's one more pillar that's holding up this very impressive structure that they're building up, that they're constructing, the Binance ecosystem. Speaking of NFTs, VeChain Foundation here tweeting this out from actually earlier today. Are you a dApp, a decentralized app developer? Come start your NFT DeFi gaming project and contribute to our eNFT ecosystem. The new VeChain grant program starts now. $1 million USD will be allocated for you. Join us for the eNFT revolution on VeChain Thor. So just wanted to highlight this in case this may apply to any of you all members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. If this is something that you'd like to enter, if you'd like to throw your hat into the race, check it out. I'll link to this in the description below. All right, Bitcoin Archive here with this very telling observation, one that's not all that surprising, but I think it certainly deserves coverage. So gaming company Nexon, they've just bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin, the largest amount by a listed Japanese company. There was some debate in the comments as to whether or not they're Japanese or South Korean, and I think apparently they were from South Korea originally, but now are listed on the Japan Stock Exchange. Whatever, I don't care. But among those companies that are listed in Japan, Nexon has now accumulated more Bitcoin than all of its peers, $100 million. Very likely something that they acquired on the dip recently because, of course, as we all know, we keep hammering it into each other's heads, but it bears repeating. Smart money buys assets on the dip. And I don't care if we're talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies or any other assets, any Wall Street stocks, any commodities, you name it, indices. But when there's a crash, that's what smart money does. And if you have the confidence that those assets are going to go up again in the future, go up again. This way is up for you guys, yes. Then you buy money on the dip. You buy assets rather on the dip with the full understanding that your patience is going to pay off in the long run. It seems to be exactly what Nexon did here. Again, $100 million of Bitcoin. The purchase represents less than 2% of Nexon's total cash and cash equivalents on hand. Wow, that's really impressive. Less than 2%. So doing a quick bit of math here, 100 billion, they have $50 billion in cash equivalents on hand. That's admirable and commendable. That's a nicely run company from a fiscal sense. If you guys would like to read more about Nexon and their acquisition here, check out this article on Coindesk.com. Here's what I was talking about. Yes, a South Korean-Japanese video game publisher said it made $100 million purchase of Bitcoin adding itself to the ranks of companies such as Tesla, such as MicroStrategy, that used corporate cash to load up on the leading cryptocurrency. I don't so much care that it's $100 million, although that is impressive. I care about the fact that this is yet another precedent. So first we had MicroStrategy, then we had Tesla, now we have Nexon, and I realize that there are other smaller companies and probably thousands of family offices that have followed this strategy by now, but they're not necessarily making the headlines, right? This is making the headlines. This is instilling confidence in those other large companies with large corporate cash reserves that would perhaps be thinking about making a move. Quote, "Our purchase of Bitcoin reflects a disciplined strategy for protecting shareholder value, yes, and for maintaining the purchasing power of our cash assets." That's according to Owen Mahoney, president and CEO of Nexon, and according to a recent press release. I think it's a good move. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we see more such moves and more such corporate strategies in the near future as a result of this publicity. Speaking of crypto-friendly institutions here at Cointelegraph on Twitter, crypto-friendly Singaporean bank DBS is working with JP Morgan and Temasek on a new platform and global infrastructure for transacting with digital currencies. JP Morgan, I thought Jamie Dimon said that he would fire any employee dabbling in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. My goodness, how the tables have turned, huh? Well, you can read more about this here. We're on jpmorgan.com. DBS, JP Morgan, and Temasek to establish platform to transform interbank value movements in a new digital era. So much of this, I think, also relates to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, but it all overlaps. And we don't talk about CBDCs all that much on this channel just because it's a lesser, it's of lesser interest to you guys as an audience, as we've discovered. But I do implore you to pay attention to CBDCs because just as much as crypto is a revolution, so too are CBDCs. You don't have to be a fan of CBDCs. You don't have to be a fan of central banks and their efforts and what they're trying to do. But realize that that's a wave that is coming and that's going to be undeniable. And it is, to your benefit to adapt. It would be to your detriment to avoid that just because you may not be crazy about central banks. Just my 2 cents on the matter. So this is a platform that's going to leverage blockchain technology and digitize M1 commercial bank money to reduce current frictions and latency for cross-border payments, trade transaction, and foreign exchange settlements. The Partior, it's a weird spelling. The Partior platform has also set its sights on developing wholesale payment rails based on digitized commercial bank money to establish so-called atomic or instantaneous settlement of payments for various types of financial transactions. Such functionality would help banks overcome challenges presented by the current standard sequential method of processing global payments. You guys can read more about this. It's a fairly dense piece, actually. Let's just end on this last note here, relating back to my previous comment. The platform will start with a focus on facilitating flows primarily between Singapore-based banks in both the US and USD, so the US dollar, and SGD, the Singaporean dollar, I believe, with the intent to expand service offerings to other markets and in various currencies. Partior's platform will also be designed to complement ongoing central bank digital currency initiatives, CBDCs, and use cases. All right, one of our favorites, Zilliqa, is in the news here, and they actually had a great run-up the other day. We should go back and check the price of Zilliqa just before getting into that story here. Zilliqa down slightly despite all of the good news that we've been seeing. Let's find Zilliqa here. Where is Zilliqa? Currently ranked at number 60. Okay, ticker, of course, ZIL. Down for one reason or another, 5.4%. I think that's more a function of yesterday's big run-up. Down over the course of these last 24 hours, yes, but if you take a look at the last 7 days, we had a pretty significant run at a low point last week of about 13 cents all the way up to, as you can see here, 21.6 cents, which is not quite a doubling, but what is that, like a 75 or so % gain? Just some quick math there. All-time high for Zilliqa, of course, was set 11 days ago at 25.39 cents. We're down about 22.9 cents from that all-time high. So, not to be too myopic, but I'm acknowledging the fact that, yes, the price of Zilliqa is down right now. Who cares? It's been performing pretty well lately over the course of these last few days, these last few weeks. Here we have Nikita Sakdev here at Nikita Chain. Zil just announced a collaboration with 9 big football players. Here we go. Quoting here James Rodriguez, I don't know who that is, football player. Inform me, educate me in the comments below. I have no idea who that is, but he will be partnering with Zilliqa to bring some amazing blockchain-powered surprises to all of my fans, his fans worldwide. Follow me and Zilliqa for more information. Hashtag Zill for the win. It's good exposure for Zilliqa. You know, this is not a new market, but this is a market that I think they could tap into. Perhaps there could be some collaboration in the future with Chili's, which, as you guys know, CHZ, excuse me, and the team Alexander Dreyfus, they're going hard after European football leagues, and then presumably, it's not quite confirmed yet, but I think we can all assume beyond that, other leagues, other sports franchises. So Zilliqa, I think, doing well to partner with some of these football players, and then eventually, perhaps at some point, a collaboration, a partnership with Chili's. That'd be great. So right now, 9 big football players. I'm sure we have more to come. Great news. Kudos to Zill, and kudos as well to all the holders out there. Let me know if you're a holder of Zilliqa in the comments below. Certainly one of our favorites. Also, I almost forgot. Check out our price prediction. It should be popping up above me right about now for Zilliqa. See where we think the price of ZIL is going to go in the near-term future. Spoiler alert, we are very bullish on the project for a lot of good reasons. You should check that one out. I'll link to that below. Okay, here's the big news from yesterday that I got a lot of flack for skipping over. And to me, it is big news, but it's the kind of news that, I don't know, I guess it is a pretty big partnership, actually. It's just the sort of thing that the details to me seem a little bit scant. At least that was my first take. So I was hoping that maybe there'd be a little bit more coming out of the announcement. But I'll let you guys decide. Let me know about this. Overall, yes, it's good news. Yes, it's optimistic and very positive for Cardano holders, of course, although the price hasn't quite reacted, to be honest. So maybe, you know, investors are kind of feeling what I'm feeling as far as, all right, well, let's hear some more information first. Give me more details, more info. Here's the announcement from the 27th of April. IOHK Media. We couldn't make you wait until Thursday. We're announcing our partnership with Ethiopia's Ministry of Education to create a blockchain-based national ID and attainment recording system. Rolling out to 5 million students. This is the world's largest blockchain deployment. Hashtag Cardano Africa. That's great news indeed. Based on the Atala Prism, the ID will allow the creation of secure records of education performance for about 3.5 thousand schools. Wow. 5 million students and 750,000 teachers, giving all pupils verifiable digital qualifications, increasing social mobility, and allowing lesson planning and attainment monitoring. The partnership is at the heart of Ethiopia's digital transformation strategy. IOHK has long recognized how developing world countries would uniquely benefit from blockchain, and this deployment is key in our vision for Africa. To hear more about our work in Africa and the partnership, tune into our Africa special on Thursday. For a full press release, please contact media@iohk.io. So for the time being, you guys can check this piece out here, africa.cardano.org, not this piece, this website, I should say. And if you're interested, tomorrow you can check out their Africa special. Again, I was contemplating waiting for that special to come out and then, hopefully being able to comment with more information. On the whole, though, I mean, that's an amazing demographic that Cardano's technology will be serving. 5 million students, several thousand schools, 750,000 teachers. Very impressive indeed. I like the idea. Like, to me, the ID thing is not that impressive, but the attainment monitoring, to me, that's exactly what blockchain, like one of the use cases right now that is very much not being neglected, but that people don't realize, like, just how much potential there is in attainment monitoring and those kind of that family of applications. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, as a reminder, the 29th of April, 16:30 UTC, you can check out the Africa special. I know there are a lot of ADA fans out there in the altcoin buzz army. If I were to poll you guys, I think Cardano is the altcoin that you are most excited about. A few others may come close, but Cardano certainly for us as well is something that is a very special project. And I think for that reason, just wanted to kind of hold off on this until we got some more information, but I can't really ignore it anymore either, just as IOHK had to kind of spill the beans. So we're going to be watching this closely, and we'll have more for you tomorrow, again, the 29th of April, when the Africa special is aired. All right, Travala.com is in the news here, at Travala.com on Twitter. You can book hotels, tours, or activities using Binance Pay, and which means that you can now pay with CTSI, that's Cartesi. and get 5% back in Travalicom travel credits. Not bad, 5% back. Offer valid on bookings made by the 31st of May. Fans of Cartesi project, where are you off to next? So once again, get 5% cash back for bookings made with Cartesi. I personally wouldn't want to part with my CTSI even for a 5% cash back. It's not worth it. If it's an asset that I deem to be one that's appreciating and I feel it's going to have a much higher value in the future, why would I pay in the short term with that asset? I'd personally rather pay in cash, fiat, and forego any 5% reward. That's just me. However, if you have Cartesi to burn and you want to offload some, maybe treat yourself to a vacation, you can do so now. And Travala.com, I love these guys. Check out the website if you've not already, Travala.com. Book hotels, airfare, I think even car rentals and stuff like that. With great service, 40% discount is the norm versus a lot of other sites. But what's most impressive to me, all of that counts, but what's most impressive to me is useful links here at the bottom of the page. Let me expand the view for you guys. If you click under useful links, go to payment options here. And what you'll find if you click on that is this website, or this, I guess, sub-site on Travala.com/payment options. Take a look at all of these hotel and travel options that you can book with cryptocurrencies. So you can book not only with a credit card, but with Binance Pay, Crypto.com, CRO, Ethereum, XRP, now CTSI. Add that to the list of literally dozens of cryptocurrency payment options. It's very impressive. Travala.com really leading the way as, I guess I was going to say like a traditional, in this case, a travel aggregator website, but a traditional business that is just opening the doors and embracing cryptocurrency with everything they have. And I think that's going to lead to their long-term success. So kudos to Travala.com. Kudos to Cartesi for the partnership there. It's great to see. Let me know if you plan, whether or not I should say you plan to use your CTSI or other cryptocurrencies for that matter on Travala.com. The only way I would do it is if I had so much of a given cryptocurrency, and if I were accumulating it, for example, on a weekly basis by virtue of staking, that I didn't really care necessarily about the however much amount was coming in, and I kind of applied that to a little vacation or a booking. That's the only circumstance, and even then I'd have to think about that. And I don't like paying for anything with cryptocurrency, personally speaking. I'm sure many of you feel the same way, but look, that's the beauty of the free market. If you feel differently, or if you have so much that you don't care, it doesn't affect you, you may as well use it on Travala.com and other similar services. Finally, for today, we have blind boxes. Speaking of staking, as we were just a second ago, staking rewards program coming to blind boxes. You can stake BLES and earn rewards, over 1 million tokens to be mined. Bring on staking, single and dual token, voting, you can vote and earn, and burning, 50% of daily revenue to be burned. If you guys haven't checked out our blind boxes, not analysis video, but our overview video, check that out. A card should be popping up right about now for Robert's piece. I'll also link to that in the description below. And already, guys, that about wraps it up for this hump day. There's so much happening in this space. As always, do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. None of this is financial advice. We never offer you investment or financial advice in our articles, in our videos. None of it is financial advice. However, if you do choose to invest, I wish you all the very best of luck. Very genuinely, I wish you that. I hope you prosper. I hope you do well. I hope you can change your life with cryptocurrency, as many have already done. This is the time. This is the opportunity. I'd say go for it, but none of what we say is financial advice. Just remember that. Have a wonderful hump day, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Have a great midweek. Stay safe. And as always, we hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.